Hey crew, it's Ben, and I'm back with another reaction video. We're just getting back on YouTube. This will be my first video back up on YouTube, and we're going to make it a good one. This is Buddy Brown, Don't Ever Apologize for Being a Man. And we're going to dig into it. Well, let's go.
Had a big ice storm come through in the deep, deep south down here. And what happens is when you have an ice storm and you get hit with some snow on top of that and another ice storm on top of that, you have all these branches all across the south that cannot sustain the weight anymore, and they eventually just snap. The
Oh yeah, it sucked. That ice storm sucked ass.
boys and I are going to spend a whole chainsaw day out here throwing them in the trailer and gathering them up and just doing man stuff.
I wish I had the capability to do that. Like with this hurricane that came through, it sickens me to see how much wood is just going to be thrown away, like it's going to the landfill. It is sickening.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. But the limbs, I just feel bad for them. They were healthy limbs. They just snapped. Kind of reminds me of masculinity in America today. So I was thinking, y'all, can you imagine if a news anchor, a male news anchor, had a female on and he was interviewing her, right? And at some point in the interview, it just kind of went south for the man. He didn't like what he was hearing anymore. He finally just cuts her off, gets out of the interview, looks at his audience and says, y'all, I just want to apologize for that display of toxic femininity.
I'm assuming that this is something specific. Y'all let me know down below what this is referring to. He might be about to say it, but probably not. I think he's avoiding calling out the original video because then it was current news. Everybody knew what was going on. I have no clue. I don't watch the news.
She won't be on anymore. This is exactly what's wrong with women today. I tell you what, heads would explode.
Because I'm assuming that happened with those sexes reversed.
Right? So I would ask today that those of y'all who are bashing men, do y'all really know what you're doing? Because I'm raising two young men right now. They're 10 and 11. They're my world. They're my absolute world. The two traits and the two qualities that I'm trying to instill in them as a father every single day is to be strong and kind. And yeah, you can be both. But we've got a culture of men today that is apologizing for being men.
That is true, and that sucks. I'm raising a man. Like I have, he basically is. He turned 17 this month. But I got a good kid. Like my daughter is a good kid. And she's a full grown adult now. But like, it was an intentional choice. Like what he's talking about here, I love this. This is man shit. This is the kind of shit I like talking about.
We had privilege. We had mansplaining, okay? And now we've got toxic masculinity. You're toxic just because you're a man. No, you're just toxic because you're a toxic person. If you choose to be a toxic person, that's just being toxic.
Yes, absolutely.
What it is passing the buck. I don't want to take responsibility for my actions, so I'm just going to blame it on being a big, bad man.
Yep.
You're like, sorry, it's in a man's nature. No. It's in your sin nature. That's what it is. Masculinity is not toxic. It was created by God, and everything that God made is good. The bad things that you're seeing in mankind is what mankind has twisted to fit mankind's own agenda, own self.
What the hell is he doing right there? Like that's bugging me. Like them chains weren't frozen, so I don't understand what's going on.
Agenda. But for those Americans that still want to go around bashing men and bashing manhood, I just want to tell you, in 5 years when my boys...
And we don't get snow, so I have no clue.
...start driving on the road, and you're stuck on the side of the ditch, rolling down a 20-foot embankment, you better hope that a young man like one of my boys comes around with a tow rope and gets you out. When your daughter is 17 years old and she's in a parking lot, and there's a shady character walking straight towards her, you better hope that a young man like one of my boys is nearby to stop it. Masculinity was designed to come through, y'all. Oh yeah, it's got limitations. I don't know of anybody alive that would leave a group of 6 men alone with a room full of toddlers for 2 weeks and say, yeah, y'all ought to have it covered. This should come natural.
I can do that.
It don't come natural. And if me and my buddy are lost in the North Woods in Manitoba in the summertime and there's a 200,000 acre wildfire, coming straight toward us. I promise you, I'm looking for a search and rescue group of men to come pull me out. But, a woman can do everything a man, you know, maybe a woman could be part of that. But why are some folks so all consumed and all focused with trying to prove that a woman can do everything a man can do? You can.
That's truth. Like, there are exceptions to every rule. There are women that can do any of the jobs, but it is the exception to the rule. It is not the rule. The rule is the gender norms. The rule is the sexual norms. There's a reason why it's the rule, because it fucking works.
And a man can't do everything a woman can do. A woman can do the most beautiful thing that ever existed. A woman can give life.
Yep.
A man can give strength. A woman can give life. Both are needed to coexist in this world. Now, you might say, I had a dad. He was mean as a rattlesnake, yelling at me all the time, beating on me all the time. I've seen masculinity. It's a bad deal. No. Your dad was a bad deal.
That's true.
But you don't have to be like him. There's millions of men every single day that are waking up and they're handling their business. And they're treating people fair. They're treating people kind. They're getting zero credit. The only toxic masculinity that exists today are those that walk around blaming all their failures on it. Look, he messed up. She messed up. We all messed up. Own up to it and move on. I want to end this by asking y'all just one favor. Don't do my little boys a disservice by making them grow up in a world where they're toxic just because they're male. That's not an environment to grow up in at all. The world needs real men right now more than ever to come through. I hope we start embracing it. Something to think about.
We're gonna let that play on out. You know how we do. Ooh, they got loud though. Y'all make sure you get back over to Buddy Brown's page, give him a like, give him a share, give him a sub. Throw him a comment down below, let him know that you appreciate what he is doing. It's a hard road for these independent artists. They need all the help that you can give them. Make sure you check out the pinned comment down below, because not everything that I do makes it on YouTube. More controversial stuff is on BitChute and Rumble. Oh, I absolutely agree with everything you said right here. We need to redefine, like people are trying to redefine what masculinity means, to make it mean the toxic things. But it is more masculine to protect than it is to destroy. It is more masculine to grow than it is to consume. That is true. And so we need to reclaim the terminology there. There is absolutely toxic traits, but they are not toxic because they're masculine. That is an insecure male acting toxically. There are insecure women who act toxically. That's the redefinition that we need to make. Buddy Brown articulated it very well. This was good stuff, Buddy Brown. I appreciate it. Thank you. This was good stuff. To the group, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me. And I am praying for you every single day. This has been Pitts Take. Peace.